Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. Today we're doing another tiny build. It's been a little while since we did one of these, so I thought we'd come back once more. This is going to be a 3x9, I think, build on the interior. So we're not trying to go for the smallest house ever, but we're going for a fairly compact one. So this is kind of inspired off like a little, I guess like maybe like a trailer home or something like that, but not really. It's obviously a converted little thing that's more permanent. There was an image over on good old Google because that's usually how I get started with inspiration. If you're ever wondering, I think I've mentioned this a few times. Like if you're ever wondering, I was just like, I don't know where to start with this. I know I want to do a tiny build, but I don't know what. So I just, enter a search term that might come up with some good results. I scroll for a while and find something that gives a bit of a spark and it makes a good starting point, and then I can run away from it, run away with it from there. So this is a, I decided, so the image on Google, I think it did have windows on the side, but I kind of wanted all the windows to be up the top, but then we have the huge door at the front, huge window at the back. So it really, almost, I don't know, it kind of elongates the build in that way. So you have the walls on the side. It gives us a lot of verticality to work with on the walls as well in terms of doing posters and cabinets for the kitchen. And it doesn't make any, it essentially doesn't use up any of the wall space for windows, which is really, really handy. So here I'm just trying to figure out how the room is actually going to work in terms of I guess the house is going to work in terms of layout. I would have loved the bed to actually be facing out to the window, but the problem is if I wanted to do a double bed and have it facing out, I just wouldn't be able to fit a door in. It just wasn't going to happen. So I decided to just have it on the side there instead. And right here, I was really thinking about how to do this bathroom. And I was trying to see if I could do an L-shaped bathroom, only 3 tiles large, because you can actually get a functional bathroom in that size. You can usually, I think, like squish in everything you need, even a shower sink and a toilet in that space. But I also, the layout didn't really work where I needed to put the door. So I went with a 2x2. It was a lot easier. But it does mean in the kitchen space, we have a little bit less room. So we only have a fridge, stove, and a counter. So there's not going to be any sink in the kitchen area, but that just means you use the bathroom sink. As is the way with a lot of these tiny builds that I do. It's like, well, you can wash up. It's just in the other room. You could also just put in a dishwasher if you really wanted to. Now, there's definitely, and here's what I was trying to see what I could do, is like there's definitely no way to get a dining table in as well as a sofa. So I decided to forego that idea and just did a sofa facing straight towards the kitchen. And I actually do a TV above one of the cabinets, well, not one of the cabinets, the only counter, I should say, which is right there. So I do a TV right above that. So there is a TV in here. There's a kitchen, a full kitchen as well, of course. And we have the full double bed. So it's a perfect tiny home for 2 Sims. It should work beautifully. And I decided to do a couple of columns out the front here. I had to use a bit of move objects and like raise up a couple of columns to get them to extend all the way to the roof. I really would like if we had, I don't even know how it worked, but if we had windows that fit into roofs like properly on the sloped diagonal parts of the roof on the wall, that'd be so good, because it'd be awesome to have windows that extend all the way up, because it would just make the place feel so much bigger. But alas, we do not, so they're going to just be there instead. But yeah, I was playing around with the layout there to see if I could do something a bit different. Now, of course, I didn't want to just have blank white and black color scheme as per usual. That is, don't get me wrong, that's a very heavy color scheme in here. It's one of my favorites. So we do go for the slate tiles, but we go for the more bluish turquoisey tile on the wall. Is it turquoise or is it more aqua? I always get the two confused. Turquoise versus aqua. Googling. It's giving me an image of both of them side by side, but it didn't tell me which one's which. I guess it's more, maybe it's more, oh, I don't even know. Turquoise, aqua, teal. Teal is they're very similar, but turquoise has more green in it by the looks of it. And I think maybe those tiles are a bit more turquoisey. What do you reckon? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, because apparently I don't know. But anyway, I decided to use those to get a bit of a different color in there. And I think I utilized that in the bedroom and the bathroom as well, as just to mix it up a little bit. And also that pot plant that I put in just on the side also had that blue sort of tone to it. That sort of, I guess, turquoise / aqua kind of tone that we're using. So that's sort of tied in there. And the little cushion on the sofa, which I don't know if I changed the color of that sofa or not. I can't remember. And I decided to put a mirror here because even though that we have this huge window on the front, which is actually, just a huge double door, we have this huge door at the front, so it does make the place feel a little bit more open. It's still a small room, so I decided to put a mirror at the back, so it sort of extends the depth of the room, makes it seem a little bit more a little bit larger, a little bit more inviting, and not so claustrophobic. As you can see there, I was just using the sim to test that everything works, and it does. It can actually get into the bathroom, so there's no worries with that there. I did make sure to test everything in here, so it should all be working, no issues. So the bathroom, even with the 2x2, I was still struggling to find a good layout because I didn't want to put the shower in the middle of the build because I could have put it to where the toilet is now. I could have put the shower there to do a layout, but it was definitely in the way. So instead I put the toilet there, had the sink against the wall, which I think actually kind of works. So that means the sink lines up with the rest of the kitchen, which I think is a nice little sort of architectural element that it's all sort of in one line, just with a wall separating it, and a little mirror there on the wall. This is the super mega ultra tiny build V3.5, as the title suggests. I don't even, is that what the title is? I don't know. I just wanted to have fun with the title because I was like, well, what else do you call it? It's a tiny build, and it's super ultra mega tiny. Nah, it's not. I mean V3.5 because. Why not? Just arbitrary numbers are great. All right, so the bathroom had a lot of fun with that, with the colors, the blue, the tiles. It's all over the shop in there. But I think it is a nice little element in the middle instead of just being a standard white porcelain bathroom. It's a little bit more fun. Now I decided in the bedroom because we've got so much vertical height here. I wanted to do some stuff above the bed. And I put those plants in there, and I was like, well, I was thinking about it. I was like, those leaves are definitely going to drop off of that plant at some point. They just are. That's just the way it's going to work. And it's going to fall right on your face if you're sleeping. So I was like, well, why don't I just put something above the bed, get like a little shelf there or something. I also got those two little tiny sort of wheelie tables there on the side. I love those. I wish we had more tables of that kind of size, like the side tables. Because I just put a little plant there next to the bed as end tables, because we can't fit full-size end tables at all. There's no room for it. But thankfully, those do fit. So I put that shelf above the bed so, leaves would fall on that rather than on your face, for one. And I put those little poles there. And surprisingly, I was 100% convinced that those poles were not going to let my sim get into the bed. But for some reason, it works. And it doesn't obscure the bed at all. So I was like, oh my God, this is great. I put them there to act as a little support for the shelf because it seemed like it was really far off the wall and it's quite large. So that's why I used that. And then I was like, well, the shelf actually needs something on it. It's pretty empty. We don't have a dresser or a set of drawers anywhere in here because there's just not room. So I thought, well, I'll put a couple of piles of folded clothes up the top here. So it seems like there's at least somewhere that they've stored their clothes. Maybe there's some more under the bed in little storage containers or something. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. If we could do lots more space-saving measures in this game, if we could have a Murphy bed, well, that would solve a lot of problems too. And just to add a bit more comfort to the bedroom, did a little rug there underneath the actual bed there as well. And I was trying to find something to put on this wall because it's a big blank wall on the other side of the bed. I didn't want to do a TV because that's sometimes my go-to at the other end of a bed. But it's such a small build and there's already a TV in the living room. It's like, well, I'm not going to do a second TV right there. It's like, I don't know, it seemed a little unnecessary. So I just decided to find a nice picture. Well, not even a nice picture. I just wanted a pattern. I really want big wall murals. Obviously you can get those ones from Get to Work that they paint themselves. But I just want ones that are actually in build mode, like a big wall mural that you just paint in. That'd be really cool. So instead I just did that sort of black and white gradiated thing on the wall, scaled it up. And it looked kind of cool. You'll see it in the screenshots as well, I think. Yeah, you should do. I don't know if I photograph it from that angle or not. Then out the front, as inspired by my source image, I had a little fire pit with a couple of chairs around it. So I decided to do one of those as well. Really simple landscaping. It's almost supposed to just be a little trailer that's in the woods or something like that. Obviously, this is in Newcrest and clearly not in the woods, but that's kind of the idea that, you come out here, camp, or maybe this is just where you live all the time and you can cook your dinner out the front because the stove inside is too small to cook anything on. I don't know. Yeah, just doing some really simple landscaping here, getting the post box and the bin. And by the way, I even have a bin inside, though I think that's actually one thing I didn't test was the bin indoors, whether it works or not. However, we do have an exterior bin, so there is a bin on the lot. That's great. We have the post box. We're just getting some trees around the build, making it look like it fits in somewhere. I really wish we did have foundation that was stilted, like in The Sims 3, where it wasn't a solid foundation, but they could just be on little pylons, because that would be so awesome. That'd be so great for building houses over pools and ponds and all that. I mean, you could do it, if we wanted to go a whole level up, we could do it and then just use columns. But if you want to do it out of foundation, it's just not possible. So it's kind of sad, that'd be really nice to be able to do. But we're just about to jump into the screenshots, and we can see what it all looks like put together. And I even have a couple of screenshots from nighttime because I think it looks pretty nice with all the lights on, sort of glowing there. And I managed to get the doors open by having my sim walk through and teleporting them out of the way because I think it looks way better with the doors open. Really wish we could just... why can't we set doors? Like, click on a door, say set open. That would be... Is there a mod for that? There should be a mod for that. If there's not, there should be. Let me know if there is, because that'd actually be really cool. Actually, one place this thing doesn't have is curtains. There's no privacy in this place, so I'm sorry if you want it, you're not going to have it. Yeah, the living room there, this is the bathroom, obviously. Now, if you want to download this, it is on my gallery. The link to download it will be below in the video description, so you can click there, or you can search for The Sim Supply, the same as my username on YouTube here, just without the spaces. There's that gradiated black picture on the wall there. And there's the back of the build, just a huge window, which would be really, really nice. But that is going to do us for the build. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to download it, the link, again, will be down below. If you want to watch more builds, click now on screen to the playlist. You can see a lot more there. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.